What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today I'm jumping into some more Orcs Must Die Unchained. This time we are going to visit the Academy Sewers, a map that I don't think I've actually shown on the channel at all, other than the weekly challenges that it was actually featured in. Because currently this map is only available in Rift Lord, so when I started out I couldn't actually show it at all. So I like to do this map with Dobbin, just because I like to trap it up heavily, and there's good and bad things about doing it the way that I do. Namely, there is a lot of really interesting trap combinations you can use, and I use ones that really aren't that interesting. We're just going to go with Floor Scorchers, Brimstone, Viscous Tar, no flip traps. Going to use grinders and ceiling ballistas. Now there's a few traps that would actually be pretty useful here. Haymakers are nice, but haymakers do tend to run into some other issues. With Dobbin specifically, we are going to take, where is it? One with the traps, because I like the mana regen. And I don't need overprotective. So it might be a good idea to take Trap Fetish if I absolutely don't want to die, because this particular map has fire mages. Fire mages do a lot of damage if they hit you. Yeah, alright. Has a Trap Fetish. 6%. Or 0.06% mana regen. No, 0.6%. There we go. But, alright, so this is my problem with has a Trap Fetish. While the mana regeneration there is not horrible, like the small mana regeneration bonus, it's a tiny bonus, and the slot matching bonuses are meant to be small and not affect things much. I can't say that for the cooldown speed bonus, because it is probably the best slot matching bonus in the game, other than the primary attack damage. So that's why I almost always take a matching slot for the Pentagon there. But the 6% max health per second mana regen here is worse than both the 1% mana regen you can get on lightning deals, as well as the 1% mana regen you get on overprotective. So if you're taking something, I'm sorry, not mana, but health. If you're taking something for the health regeneration, why would the traits that primarily give you health regen be worse and also more situational than every health regen or just a slot matching health regen item? Like, even if you only use the slot matching bonus, if it's better than the other bonus and the slot matching bonuses for the other ones are extremely minor, like 1 coin per second, it's just, that doesn't add up. Granted, these can be taken in other slots and still be useful. And I'm sorry for that pop. That audio pop is still an issue with the launcher, and I'm not sure exactly where it comes from. But yeah, like, while these can be slotted in other places, like, generally you don't want to slot like a 0.5% when characters that actually require the HP regen are going to have like huge HP pools anyway. Either way, I'm going to finish that run up, and we will actually probably just put overprotective back on, because I'm not going to be using lightning deals, just because I have no lightning traps. And overprotective, just in case the barricades manage to hit, may actually do something. Alright, so put the Lion Guardian in. We'll dragon and line up the 2 locations here. These will be the traps used, and we're good.
Okay, who's in charge around here?
Alright, first thing we're going to do, we block off the entrance. They got to go this way. If they want to deal with that Guardian, they can get to my Rift. And because we can, I'm going to hop up here, turn around, drop this guy off. Alright, whoops. One more thing. Gonna hop over here, dig a tunnel. And then we're gonna run over here and also dig a tunnel. Alright, so now I have a quick way to hop between the two lanes. Dobbin doesn't really have any super speed, so that's going to be important. And now we prepare to work on this area. So I feel like the best way to do it will probably be to start with that, add that.
Traps, more traps.
Let them pull that off.
This should be fun.
And then because we already have them slowed around there, do that. And then that's about all we have the cache for up front. Alright, so we got these arrow walls, we got the slows, we got the burning. If you want to, you can stick some ceiling ballistas up top there. But I'd rather put them in the center just because it is a better controlled area. Do a few more things. You can fit more ground traps there. Okay, whoops. Let's burn you guys up a little bit. Alright, now I'm gonna grab Rich Vein because I'm playing solo and gonna make all the money. Actually, if I was in a multiplayer game, that still wouldn't be a reason not to pick Rich Vein. Rich Vein is just a really, really good choice, especially if you need money, and it allows you to do some things like spam certain traps that you normally would not have the income to do. Alright, now we're actually going to put another one of those up there. Alright, and then we're going to add some Bernie bits. The perspective change from Dobbin's like being shorter than other characters definitely feels a little weird sometimes. Like it makes it feel like enemies are just magically moving faster, which is absolutely not the case. But it feels that way. Alright, same situation as before. Don't really have coin to do the entire thing, so do this for now. Didn't really mean to use that vegetable of Mending, but large enemies won't be able to target me anyway, so let's go ahead and smack them down. Right in the kneecaps. Alright, so here is an interesting choice. If you are not playing solo Dobbin, I would probably not recommend grabbing Short Fuse because you're not going to get a ton of damage out of it. The increased slow on Devilish or on Dust Devils with Devilish Digger is not a bad choice. If you're playing in a group or you're playing Sabotage, that extra slow could be super important as it allows your teammates and your traps to do much more damage. Let's actually get that up. But since I'm playing solo, I'm going to grab Short Fuse. Strike It Rich is also really nice. That's probably what I would choose to play or choose to use if I was in a multiplayer game right now. But I'm not, so we're going to go with Short Fuse because I'm going to need to spam Dynamite to maximize my damage here. Okay. I need to let these guys die and head back to where my guardian is. Well, nope. We don't want to do that. Ooh, that was close. These heavy giants are always a pain, and I haven't trapped this area up as much as I should. So let me see if I can remedy that situation,
Just there.
or at least
Yep.
begin remedying it now.
Nifty.
Alright,
The
that's the
boss
start.
minion has entered the battlefield.
I'm gonna go ahead and use the mine shaft to head back over here. And not really too worried about this boss. Oh yeah, everything's getting burned.
The enemy's boss is down.
No problem. Oh, the money's... No. So, there's an issue with the way that some pickups spawn in the game that I think... Well, no. Causes them to sort of spawn within areas that you can't actually walk through. So, that's been an issue for a while. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's a little bit aggravating sometimes, just to know that like there's something that could have helped you out in a situation that will fail to do so just because of a bug in the game. It's something that I do hope actually gets fixed. I'm sure after a bit of polish it will. Doesn't really make it feel any better though. Alright.
Should be fun. Just there.
Get the arrow walls going again.
Watch out! An unstable rift is opening.
Of course
Get to
it is.
and destroy it.
Of course it is. Alright, so down here. So that you never have to worry about satyrs again. Tons and tons of grinders. Alright, I'm going to try to see if I can head out there. We're going to grab extra powder. And I can probably take this out if I unchain. There we go.
Our heroes destroyed the unstable rift.
Okay,
And that was much
Guardian
rejoicing.
got that one unit that got by him, which is really nice. Alright, they're all dead. Can trap this up some more, and oh, let's go ahead and mash Z before we forget to not waste our time. So we're about halfway through this, almost halfway in time as well. We just need this wave to end very quickly, and I'm going to do what I can to make sure that that happens. Alright, grab monies while I can. We need these guys to die. Alright. And as long as he goes down before too much happens, we're fine. The reason that he took bonus damage there is from the Debilitation Resonators that I have set up. Alright, we're going to slow these guys down a little bit more and then have them eat some dynamite. It's going to... okay. Can't let too many of them get through. The Guardian can really only handle about one at a time. Okay. And there we go. Fortunately didn't get to really grab any money there, but we took them out pretty quick. 5 waves left and about 4.5 minutes. This map actually is somewhat short as far as wave spawns go, so that won't be too bad. Alright. Put a couple of Ballista in the middle there. And that should be most of what's needed for this map to work out. Now, these mages are pretty much your enemies, both the shieldy dudes that buff the enemies, as well as the fire mages, because they'll try to kill you. And you don't want anybody getting that speed boost. That speed boost is not your friend. Now here's the tricky thing. Shrapnel Storm is a pretty solid weaver. It's always useful, and more often than not will result in extra damage happening for Dobbin, because you always want your Dust Devils to be up. On the other hand, kick him in the knees is amazing, and because large minions are the hardest thing for your traps to deal with, it's also a good choice. Because we're doing satyrs here mostly, I'm going to grab the Shrapnel Storm, but in most cases, if you're on a different map and satyrs aren't the biggest deal for you, then you're going to want to go with kick him in the knees. Oh, okay. Fire got him. Good stuff, Fire. Alright, no shenanigans. We're good.
Just there.
Now, here's the thing about this map. If you decide that you do not want to place, or you bring a 1 unit spaced trap, you can still place ceiling ballistas up there. Hey, what's up, dude? Just going to set you on fire a little bit and not care that you're trying to attack me. Really feel like the Pride Assassin isn't as strong as he could have been. He's not super weak, but he doesn't feel as powerful as most of the heroes used to. Like, I feel like if the mercenaries can add some sort of, or the Pride Assassin should add some sort of buff to maybe other assassin minions. Oh, was there more than one here? Oh, wow. Okay. And here I thought I killed him. Maybe there was two and I just missed them. There we go. What's happening, buddy? Okay, is that it for that wave? Yes, it is. Alright. 11:30, wave 13's about to start.
Nifty. Nothing goes over my head. Just there.
Alright, so saving this coin doesn't do anything now. We might as well make sure that this place is as deadly as possible. Pretty sure on the next wave I'm going to have to deal with both lines at the same time. Always trying to sit in the back and throw fireballs at people. No one cares. Please die. Thanks for the potion. Alright, and just add some fire to that for extra flavor. Alright, and leaving those Dwarf Mages alive will basically cost me time and possibly cost me the par here, so killing them quick is super important. Alright, we're going to have a Swifty to deal with at the bottom gate towards the end of this wave. So, slow these guys for the damage, beat them down. Let's get some burning on them too, so not too many of them should get out at this point. That was a really nice grenade, or dynamite. And then we come over here, still got about 30 seconds left. We're going to unchain, toss out the shrapnel, and then because we took the cooldown, I literally can just spam dynamite on whatever comes out of here. I am really waiting for that Swifty though. And didn't get him yet.
Boss is on his way.
There we go. Nice, Swifty is getting mashed up here.
The enemy's boss is dead.
And there we go. So that can be done much quicker without the slow tars in there. You really don't need them, but they're more of a safety net for, you know, just making mistakes. And as I usually record somewhere around the wee morning hours, it's probably gonna happen sometimes. But yeah, like you can again use something like oh, that's a trap that I haven't actually used here before, but I'm absolutely sure that it'll work. Those narrow corridors that you have in the openings there have like half a unit spacing that you can put something like Ceiling Ballista or the other 0.5 by 0.5 ceiling trap, which is the, where is it? Where is it? Wait, haven't maxed it out yet. No, I can still upgrade it. So it's up here. It is the lightning rod. So this trap is 0.5 by 0.5, and you can just stack them inside there, and it'll zap whatever comes through. Now the lightning rod as a trap, I'm kind of conflicted about personally, just because, all right, if you're looking at the lightning rod, the direct comparison for it is the shock zapper. Shock zapper is a 1x1 trap. Actually, I should probably remove this from it. Shock zapper is a 1x1 trap. Does 350 damage a shot. So that's a lot. It also fires at 4.7 seconds. So it's going to fire pretty often. Does a big chunk of lightning damage. And that's base before any upgrades or anything. With at level 3, this is plus 56% damage. So that is doing some serious damage. It's only going to hit one unit though. That's the important part. Then when you take a look from there at... I lost it again. There we go. Lightning rod. When you go from the shock zapper to the lightning rod, you'll immediately notice that while it takes up less space, it does basically about a quarter of the damage, a little bit more. And so at less than a third of the damage, I mean, it's cheaper, definitely, but the whole point of this trap is that as it fires, it becomes able to chain to more enemies, and that makes it really good against grouped up hordes that are nearby. But even if you have 3 chains, I think at 3 chains it does damage to the first unit, and then chains 3 times, it finally reaches like an amount of damage that is above what you get from the shock zapper. But it takes a while to actually get there. Like, you'll have to place this early and let it zap a large number of waves. But I'll have to play around with a little bit more, probably upgrade it and see what the parts can do, because parts significantly change the effectiveness of a trap. But in the beginning, it really doesn't seem that good, and you have to place it really early to see its effects, whereas the shock zapper doesn't really have all of those penalties. But I guess that's why the trap is a little bit rarer. Either way, that has been Dobbin's run through the Academy sewers, and I guess next I'll be looking at Riftler Krogan Keep. As always, I hope this video helped you guys out. Thanks as always for watching. I sincerely appreciate it. And until next time, have a good one, folks.